Thank you for being a friend. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us at the table, at the friendship table, at another session. I am Hannah, and this is my beautiful friend,
Lady K.
Yeah. Hey, Lady K.
Hello, my
Come
friend.
on, Lady K. That's right.
Yes.
The KKs are together.
Yes, we are.
So tonight, first of all, thank you for taking the time out to be part of our friendship podcast, and we hope and pray that the things that we are sharing with you is adding value to your lives. And please don't forget to comment, like, and share with your friends and family. And also send us questions, any question or any subject that you'll like for us to discuss, or anything that you'll like some wisdom. Don't forget to share on the comment of the video, or you can inbox us, email us, whichever you prefer. Now, our subject today, where's the drum roll? Stewardship. First session we're going to talk about is the stewardship. Now, here's this. I'm going to give my perspective, and Lady K is going to give hers on stewardship. What I have noticed that as a people, that we have a lack of stewardship. Anything that's been given to us on earth, we're supposed to steward it. We're supposed to cultivate it. We're supposed to make it grow. We're supposed to nurture it. And what I've noticed in relationship or connection, people speak often about divine connection. And I know God connected me with this person. I know God, but then we don't want to steward that connection. We don't want to take care of nurture. So what does that mean to you when you have a connection, but you're not stewarding the connection? And then we blame whether God or the devil, but we didn't do our part. Like even stewarding a business connection, or even your pastor. You have a relationship with your pastor. How are you stewarding that relationship? I look at it as we're always asking for pastors or leader to give us, but we're not willing to give ourselves. We're not willing to give in that relationship, in that connection. So that's mean we're not stewarding that relationship. So that's going on even with mother and parents and children, mentor, mentee, all over. People are not learning to steward what they have. Lady K, what do you have to say?
Yes. My perspective is stewardship is a 50-50 relationship, a 50-50, a give and a take. My day today, so you give to me. Your day tomorrow, I give to you. It's just a 50-50 relationship, stewardship, meaning a connection, just like you said, a connection to someone of mind, spirit, and soul, where I may be at work, and you may be at home, and all of a sudden I drop in your spirit because of our connection. And you just say a prayer for me, or you pick up the phone. Lady K, are you okay? Everything good? And then I can say, yeah, it's good, or whatever the situation is. So stewarding is like, I like to use the word caretaking.
That's a good one. That is a very good one. And that's something I believe people have to really stop and think about that. Caretaking. Are we just taking, or we also caring for the one that we're taking from?
Yes.
So, yeah, that's something to think about, because most of us unconsciously, because of our nature, because, people will answer them, "No, I'm not like that. I do that." No, until you stop and ask the person you are in relationship with, the person you connected with, and hear what are they thinking, how they're feeling about your connection with them, how they feel about you stewarding the relationship. Until you hear from them, you can't just make a decision. Yes, I'm doing my part. You don't know that until you ask them. You don't know
Absolutely.
that. So that was a good one. That we're taking, but we're not caring,
Mm-hmm.
right? And caring is not about you. Caring is about me caring for you, right?
Absolutely.
So I
Absolutely.
could think. I don't know if you could think of examples. I could think of examples of people that I have connected with, and this is something that I mentioned in my did I just kick my thing here? Am I okay? I'm sorry. When I was teaching and I was talking about to be careful about toxic professional relationship, that people just want to connect and get something from you, but they're not willing to add value to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say stewardship is also adding value to somebody else. It's
Absolutely.
we have a piece of paper and a pen. We add the value that we want, but what about you adding value to that person? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Oh,
So
absolutely.
divine connection, as you were talking, what I was thinking is I look at it almost like farming. When you put a seed to the ground, you got to cultivate the ground, take care of it for the tree to grow and to be healthy. If your connection is not healthy, you have to take a good look at yourself and say, is it me? What didn't I do? What part did I play in this stewardship?
In the stewardship.
Yeah. What didn't I do? Why didn't I get out of everything? Because sometimes we look for the person. Well, they didn't give me, but then you have not given anything yourself.
Yes.
So you know what I'm saying? But in our humanity, we always looking for somebody else to give us. So I have an example. I don't know if you have one example that I have in stewardship, that this particular person that I was professionally connected with, and I had to do the mental work and to see and to add the value, and said, I'm the one that's doing all the work. You're getting a lot of stuff out of me. What am I getting from you? And some people get offended when you ask them, what are you bringing to the table?
Mm-hmm.
So we just want, but we're not taking care of what you've been connected with. And
Yes. That's
pastor,
a reality check.
yeah,
That is a reality check of relationships slash stewardship
hmm
slash caretaker.
exactly.
It's a
But
reality check.
but Carol, here's
Yes.
the when I think about, let's just say, let's use parents. We assume that the parent's supposed to do for us, right?
Right.
And so we look at it as we always taking from our mother and father. But if we stop and think, how have we steward our relationship with our parents? Because we quickly hear people saying, my mother didn't do this, my father didn't do this. Nah, nah, nah. We complain about those type of relationship. But how many times that you will see a child think about, how do I steward my relationship with my family, with my parents? Because we always want them to give us, but how much are we giving them? Does that make sense?
It does. And because relationships and stewardships are a two-way street.
I like
And
that.
absolutely, it
So it's
goes
been one way for most people.
exactly, which your question is so valid and such a reality. And that's what we're all about, doing reality checks and looking at stewardship and relationships. And I absolutely agree. I believe the core, if you truly love someone, it can be the godly love or the family love, whatever type of love it is. I just always believe that it's just a natural giving behavior to just want to give to someone, want to help someone, want to look after them, want to be a caretaker. I just always felt that way. And so as you're saying this, it's a two-way street. I just believe that that's what I guess I realized the reality of humanity. It's not always something that's on everyone's mind, that you as my friend, you're giving to me. And then my next thought is, what can I do to give to her? What can I do to make her happy? What does she need? Just seem like that should be an automatic thought. She's given and I want to be there for her, or I want to help her in some way. It just seemed like it should be a natural, automatic thought, and sometimes it's not. But I truly believe it should be a natural, automatic
thought. It's not. Even while you were talking, I'm like, can anybody ever thought about, let's say with your parents, okay, you know what they like, you know what they don't like. Do you call? Do you talk? You got to steward that. We automatically think, well, because I'm family, we should. But sometimes your family could tell you, well, I don't even know you, because we didn't steward that relationship. And that's the same thing I think with a pastor in a congregation or a member. We want the pastor to always, call me when I'm sick, pray for me, do this, preach to me. But how are you stewarding the relationship between you and your pastor and your leader?
Exactly.
Do you call when they're sick? Do you just call to see how you're doing? Do you do your part exactly in stewarding and giving while they give you?
Exactly.
When you think about that, and because I hear people talking about divine connection all the time, that's all you think about is the connection. What you did with the connection.
Exactly. And and I think possibly sometimes, unawareness, I just think it just should be a natural reaction. But I guess maybe sometimes people get so used to you just giving and doing that just be subconsciously just become a natural part of just receiving. And I'm just saying, maybe sometimes they don't stop and think, wonder what do she need?
Yeah, exactly.
Wonder what she wants. Wonder if I can help her, because she's always there. She's always there. And wonder what can I do to help her?
And that's the same thing even with a husband and wife. If you don't steward, I tell them that doing a premarital counselor, if you don't steward this relationship, you're going to end up at the courthouse, because you did not steward your relationship. You didn't get to know your spouse. You didn't get to know the changes that they go through, because every stage of life you change. And that goes with family members or spouse. You got to get to know the person and know the stages of where they are and meet them there. We just throw this out there and just, I'm connected with so-and-so. And I'm married with so-and-so, but there's no stewardship. Because even when we were created, God gave us the land and told us to steward the land.
Exactly.
Yeah. So stewardship is part of our creation, but we go to our humanity more than part of our creation. So
exactly. And again, the word that is so strong in my spirit about stewardship is caretaking. When you are taking care of someone else in whatever special way that you think that they have a need of.
You know what, Kev? Because I'm thinking, even with my mentees, I tell them all the time, something as simple, and it's going to sound very simple. We don't care when somebody texts us or called us or emailed us. We don't even think about replying. That's all part of stewardship. Because something where's this, I tell them all the time, well, I was busy, but then you have to reply to say that. You have to be able to reply. They said, I'm real busy right now. Can I get back with you? Or I'm going through something right now. I need a few days. We don't
Oh,
do
stop
that.
right there. Stop
Yeah.
right there. That's me. That's me. Right there. Thank you for
Oh my.
sharing that.
Oh,
Because sometimes I don't know how to reply, especially if I'm going through something. I'll see the text and I'll say, okay, I'm going to respond later. But you made a very good point, and from this night forward, I will respond, even if I have to say, hey, I'm really busy right now, but I will get back to you. Or I'm really going through something really challenging right now that I got to take care of, but I will get back to you. I think that is stewardship, caretaker, and just plain respect to
that's a
reply.
good word. That's a good word. Respect my humanity. Respect the fact that I reached out to you. I tell
Yes.
that to my mentee all the time, and they come back with a lot of excuse. Well, I was busy. Well, I was busy too when I stopped and text you and email you or called you.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
because
You're speaking
that's
to
a
me.
pet
I
peeve.
can't believe this, but I love it. You just
That's my
changed my
pet
life.
peeve. Because you know why? I said I can't see you. I don't know what's going on until you communicate that with me. How am I supposed to know? And I
See?
used to be the same way as you, because when I'm going through something, I don't want to talk to nobody. But I changed that so much about me until I have to make myself not reply. I have to talk to myself and say, no, not now. I can't talk to you out loud because I'm so used to that. And you know what I believe I gained that from? Because as a wedding officiant, I have to reply quickly. When somebody reached out to be, want an officiant, the whoever reply first get the job. So I was walking around with my phone, and I believe that's what trained me and changed my mind. I was walking around with my phone everywhere, to the bathroom, to the kitchen, everywhere. So soon as I hear clink, 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 and every time they give me a review, they always say, oh, she responded quickly. And
Wow.
that's how I changed that about me. But I noticed that other people don't do that. They're like, no, I'm not gonna talk to you right now. I don't feel like it right now. I don't want no, just but say that. Whatever that is, I'm not in the proper space to talk right now. So give me a few days, I'll get back with you. Even sometimes I tell people, if you don't hear from me, don't hesitate to reach back to me because I may have forgot.
Deliverance. I've just been delivered. Oh, deliverance. Thank
I
you.
went through that same deliverance too. Because when I thought about it, I'm like, well, they couldn't see me. They don't know how I feel. So until I say something,
Yeah.
you just assume. And then when you assume, why you think that way? You should, I don't, well, you have not steward our relationship for me to know, well, this is not like her. Something
Right.
is wrong. You have not steward that for me to know that. And suppose something did happen to you, and I'm so used to you not answer, I'm like, and I could have helped save your life, but because I'm so used to you not saying nothing, I'm like, she'll talk to me in a few days. In a few days, you get rotten in your place, and you done. I could have sent 911. I could have sent somebody because I know your habit of answering. If I know your habit of not answering, God forbid something happened to you, nobody not gonna pay attention to you because then like, oh, I do that to some people now. I'm like, oh, I know they're not going to answer me until a couple of days, a couple of weeks. And they could be in there, God forbid, having a heart attack, but I don't pay that attention because
Wow.
your habit of not stewing in this relationship or connection, whatever that is, have caused you to not get help.
Wow.
So
I
I'm
tell
really
you,
big with that. If I'm like, if I call you, you better call me. You better say something.
say
Something.
something.
That's what I tell my
Say
mentees all the time.
something.
This ignoring, and then they come back within the excuse or a list of things. Well, so my cat was sick and went to the hospital. I'm like, none of that means nothing. I can't even hear nothing you said because all I could see is the disrespect and the
Yeah.
dishonor. So I can't even hear you. So, but what people do is use that as an excuse. a list of things, but the list of things you tell me now, you could have told me then. You could have said, somebody's in the hospital, I can't talk now, I'll get back with you. Okay, that at least okay, good. All right, you'll get back with me. But when you don't say nothing at all, and then don't acknowledge it when you do talk to them, you want to call them to my, hey, how you doing? Wait, what about acknowledging the fact of apologizing? I'm so sorry I have not replied. I always do that. I'm so sorry for the late reply. I'm so sorry I have not, replied to you. Because people make mistakes. I forget sometimes. The first thing I say is accept my apology because I have not replied to your text. I am so sorry. I forgot. I'll be honest. I forgot. People honor honesty.
Yes.
So
they
only
honor.
people, I guess, only people we should be ignoring. I shouldn't say that. Is your bill collector. I'm just joking. Just joking. Just joking. Honey, I answer them too. I'm like, listen, I can't pay you this month, okay? So what you gonna do? I'm just, just people
At least
appreciate
give them an answer.
They appreciate that. So I'm glad that helped. I hope it helps somebody else out there to just.
I'm telling you. I mean, this and you know what? A lot of times we are unaware of our behaviors. Just like my eye opener tonight, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's me. If I'm tied up, if it's an emergency, or if I'm doing work or whatever, and I don't reply, at least within the hour to say something. Mm-hmm. And that's where my takeaway, just say something. Mm-hmm. Can't talk right now, can't text, get back with you later. And that makes the person on the other end feels okay.
Exactly. Okay. And that's part of stewarding. That is part
of
stewarding our connection, our relationship, and but you got to say something because
the person can take a negative perception from it. Exactly. That, oh, you don't want to talk to me, or you ignore me. So many, and that's human nature. Negative thoughts can pop in someone's mind and they can misinterpret your non-response.
Exactly.
So you have helped me tonight. I didn't imagine that you would have on this topic. But
honored.
I didn't even know the place that I was in, but I learned something new about me.
I've been where you are. I was there. And there was time that you will not hear from me if I'm going through something. I will hide under the bed. Ooh. I won't say nothing to nobody. But I believe by becoming a wedding officiant, it brought me out. Because now I'm out, I can't go back in because it's just a natural thing for me. So I transform by the renewing of my mind in that area, and I understand it. Okay. I understand it. So I'm like, okay, what's wrong? Why are you not answering? Something happened? And somebody would say, well, I was in a meeting. Well, didn't say I'm on my way to a meeting.
Oh, I did that to you today. You was texting me and I didn't respond because I was at work and we was on deadlines. And now I'm like remembering that I did that to you today. And then, see, I'm telling you, this is a lesson learned from me. So we can actually learn stuff too.
Exactly. We learning from one another.
Oh, yes. I did that today.
We are learning from one another. Even I have trained one of my mentees when she's going away or she's got to put her phone down. She'll text me, say, I am going to be unavailable for another hour or for the rest of the day. I know that. Oh, okay, good. I won't be over here like, where you at? Why are you not answering me? No. Mm-hmm. And you wondering what's going on. So yeah, that's all part of stewarding. That's all part of stewarding. So yeah.
I love it. Learn something new today. I love it. And baby.
But I see a lot of people do that, especially people in the kingdom. And if I was in the closet praying, I said, God didn't tell you something that I was out here calling you. You didn't see that in the spirit that, you had an appointment with me while you were praying. Then the spirit didn't tell you, listen, you got an appointment. You know. Just be honest and say you overslept or something. Instead of trying to tell me I got caught up in the spirit. What? Then the spirit of God is order. So that is unacceptable because for me, if I would honestly, for real, if I have an appointment and I'm like praying or something, I will feel something like, wait, and I will want to go look at my calendar. Something is wrong because there's order in here. So I can't operate out of order in order. You say, I have been,
Yes.
oh my God, I have been saying many a time that I almost missed weddings because I forgot. And I would literally feel something just shaking me like, and I happen to look at my calendar, oh my God, and I'm like, oh God, thank you. Because you got to be sensitive to the spirit of God. You got to be sick because he will warn you. He will tell you, especially when you have the desire to do what's right for others or towards others. He will warn you because he's done it to me. He done it to me. So, and that's something that I've learned because I was to be the same way. So I've learned. So it's just your turn to learn. That's all.
I received that. It's my turn to learn this lesson. And I have learned a lesson tonight. Lesson learned.
Yeah,
And
yeah. And people learn to respect you and they honor you for that because they know you always going to communicate. Because one thing I was going to say earlier, when communication stop, death take place. And you know where that come from? When Yeshua was dying on the execution stake, he had to stop talking.
Oh.
When he stopped talking, death took place. As long as he kept talking, there was life. So without your communication, there's no life without communication. Okay, I know this conversation is getting real good, but our time is up. We are going to continue in our next session because we're going to have a part 2 on stewardship, and we're going to talk about friendship. Right?
Yes.
Right,
yes.
Lady Carol?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so just keep that fire going and come back again next week as we continue stewardship part 2. Thank you so much for joining us. You have yourself a great night. Don't forget to share and don't forget to comment and let us know what else you want us to talk about. If you added any value to your life, what we said, please let us know. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. And thank you for being my friend.
My friend.
Yes.